opening up. Here we go. Woohoo! Ready to roll.
You're going to do great.
Yeah. It's going to be fabulous.
Oh, wow.
Hi. Here we're going. Here we go. So we'll do a little bit of meet and greet here. Say hello to everybody. Give us about 5 minutes to let people jump in here. Good to see a lot of familiar faces. I love it. Hope everybody's doing well. Awesome. So, okay, who's going to share their great drone story today? Anybody get to get out and fly? Anything happening in the drone industry? Sheila, go for it.
I shared with you earlier today what my recent flight was. I had to mirror image that my dad had taken in the early 1970s. And I went up yesterday and tried to mimic it. And I think I got close.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I thought very impressive, pretty neat that you can do that. And that's part of the, I don't know, preserving history, and you're seeing the transition through time, which is amazing. And so, you know, one of those great things, drones are good, right? One of our famous lines, right? So we do still have a few more people jumping in. So I just want to give it a quick minute. We do have some announcements. Actually, one in particular, I want to remind everybody about a workshop coming up. And I'm going to put the registration into our chat right here in sunny Southern California. Let's go ahead and let Bill in. I can see Bill needs to jump in here too. But I'm going to put this into our chat. And I know Caroline knows about this because she is going to educate us on the fruit farming. And we have 2 wonderful days out there in Fallbrook, beautiful weather traditionally, and we have an opportunity to go out and fly and learn about agriculture and fruit farms and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool, and I'm going to put the registration in there. That's coming up next month, so I wanted to get that.
Yeah, 1.5 days of dragon fruit. So those plants are like 100 to 200 pounds when they're fully grown, 6 to 7 feet. They're on wood and metal trellis. We've got 6 acres to fly over, no power lines, beautiful views. So really, if you know people or you want to just start into drones, I mean, we have an amazing instructor, amazing demos on agriculture drones, and also the Sony videography that we're going to have on Sunday also. So 1.5 days packed with great, amazing things.
Awesome. Wow. Yes. And you know, she said something very key, wide open spaces. You know, when you're first starting out, you want that big open space. And so really want to target that aspect of it. Having an open space and all that beautiful land to be flying over, that's pretty awesome, right? So really quick, I'm also going to make Sheila my co-host here, so she will help me run behind the scenes. And with that, I am actually going to segue over to our awesome guest speaker that we have for today. You know, it's very exciting to have her here because, you know, we're still focusing a lot on business and business development. And I think one of the things that she had said was, you know, just thriving in this industry, and I love that aspect about it. So I want to welcome Zenobia, and she's right here in our Southern California area here. And let's just kick this off by Zenobia. I'm going to make you spotlight, and can you tell us a little bit about you and how you got started in this aspect of business?
Okay. We don't have enough time because I've lived long. But the short story is I've been involved with the technology industry from way back, actually starting out on the radio. And I was one of the first DJs, what they call DJs. Back then we were disc jockeys, and I had a jazz show. And so that continued to morph into being involved with all kinds of technologies. And so over the years, I've had my own business. I'm a serial entrepreneur, I'm a geek. And so I've gone from being a recording engineer to actually selling the equipment. Okay, and then from there, I introduced the recording world to the world of digital, analog digital, and that's where we got the CDs when the first CDs first came out. And all along the way, I've been able to kind of morph into whatever the next technology transition has been. So in my current iteration, I realized when I was consulting with clients to bring them into what I call digital business 1.0 several years back, I was doing a lot of consultations with them to kind of help them to make that transition. And I thought, well, if I were able to help them get funding, because I made all these great proposals, but then they would never have the funds to really do it. And so I said, if I could help them get funding, then my business would grow because selfishly I would get more business, right? But that kind of turned into an organic business on its own because a lot of people were really needing to get funding. And in our world, in the entrepreneur world, we don't really fit into the typical stereo of the typical bank profile for traditional banking. So my focus has been on finding alternative funding. At the same time, I'm a technology adventurist. I've dabbled in virtual reality, in AR, and all kinds of, and because it all is kind of synergistic to me. And there are ways to get our message out, to brand our companies, and to grow our businesses. And we have to all stay current. We can't still just stay where we are, but we have to stay current and we'll grow. So as a result of that and being the serial entrepreneur and guerrilla style, because I'm a solopreneur, you learn a whole lot of things. So I hope that I can share some things today.
Wow, what key aspects you said, you know, I love it. And no, we have to keep growing. You can't just stall out and not be learning all the time.
Or partner with somebody who knows what you don't know.
There we go. I love it. I love it. So do you have a PowerPoint that you want to share with us?
I do. And if the technology goddess is with me, it will work.
Awesome.
Okay. We'll do it that way.
There we go.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
looking
wow.
good. Looking good.
Okie doke. Okay, so occasionally I may have to jump out of full screen so I could see my cursor. That's one of the weird things about Zoom is your cursor disappears sometimes.
Mhm.
So anyway, I after I talked to Desi, I asked her what were some of the things that your members like to find out about. Well, before I do that, maybe you can put in the chat if you're a drone pilot. Okay, and then also put in the chat if you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur and you have your own business, because that's who I'll be addressing. I know that there are people here that don't have their own businesses, but there'll be a lot of really great information that you'll be able to acquire from this. So again, I asked Desi, okay, so what are your members interested in? And two things came to mind, and that was, she said social media is key and growing their businesses was the other thing. So that's where I'll be spending a lot of my time. One more thing before I do that, it is, anybody know what week this is? Well, it's National Entrepreneur Week. So kudos to all of you, dear brave entrepreneurs that are out there. Be sure to do something special for yourself this week, okay, to launch yourself. And of course, yesterday was President's Day. So if you're a solopreneur, you are a president. So you get a rain check if you didn't do anything special for yourself yesterday. Okay, so our first conversation is going to be about social media. And I have to give my little disclaimer. I am by no means a professional or an expert at this, but what I'm sharing is what I've gleaned over a lot of years as a solopreneur, what I call guerrilla style getting things done. So yeah, I do Photoshop. I'm not the best at it, but I get things done. So keep that in mind, because we do wear a lot of hats. And at the same time, I'm going to talk about and give you some considerations when you're looking at your social media. So the first thing that you want to do is to really identify your goals. So we hear constantly that we have to be on social media, right? This one says go to TikTok, that one says do Instagram, somebody else says has their go-to. So your priority is to stop for a bit and assess what your priority is for being on social media to start with. So the priority is to establish your strategy. So you need to have a strategy, and here are some of the considerations. So first of all, identify why you want to be on social media. What are your goals? Do you want to brand your company? Do you want to be an influencer? Do you want to image or promote your business or an event? Or again, if there's a certain event that you want to promote, if you want to promote your skill set, your resume to get your next gig, or if you want to do storytelling and just tell stories about your adventures and what you're doing. And then another goal is you want to showcase your merchandise that you have to sell. You want to sell stuff. So see where you fit in with where your vision is, where your business is, and where you want to take your business. Okay, so then the next thing is that all of these platforms have different audiences. So keep that in mind too, because you want to have the right audience fit. So be clear about your target market or your clients and go to them on the platform that they frequent. So some of the distinctions is with email marketing. Well, that's your warm market because you have their emails and you're able to address them specifically and more personally in a lot of cases. With LinkedIn, if you go to LinkedIn, it's more professional. There's the business professional market is there. And you want to go there if you want to increase your network, your business network. You want to build relationships for your business to get your next clients or partner with. And Facebook, I'm just going to say basically that's friends, family, and personal life. So it may not be the best fit if you want to promote your business, but if you want to reach out to on a more personal level, then a lot of times that's what this is all my opinion, right? Okay, that's what Facebook is about. Instagram is more lifestyle, motivational, and influencers are there as well. And then TikTok, now my disclaimer is I am not on TikTok and I will not go on TikTok, but it serves its purpose. And that audience typically tends to be more Gen Z or millennial based and influencers. And what I call, this is just me, voyeurism, because you get to look in and see a lot of people's personal lives that they're willing to share. And so there again, that's a different audience. Okay, and then the other consideration for me is if you want to take the path of being a thought leader, as a professional, as an expert in your field, then you might want to focus more on doing blogs or the other apps like Reddit or Medium, or actually do guest op-eds that you write for different publications that hone in on who your market is. Okay, now another consideration with social media is time management realities. You don't know a lot of times until you start getting into this, how much time it really takes and the fact that you have to be really consistent with it. I suffer from inconsistency because I'll jump on every now and then if something is happening. But as a solopreneur, it gets to be very, very difficult. So here's some considerations in terms of your time management. You can do it yourself, okay, with all kinds of aids. There's all kinds of things you can just pop on there on each one of them and post yourself. There are apps that can help you to design your posts, like Canva. I think 90% of the world now knows about Canva. It's an easy, what we call WYSIWYG, you know, it just gives you templates and you just copy and paste, copy and paste. There are also now apps that are out that use artificial intelligence that will write the post for you. There's a lot of buzz about that nowadays. One of the ones that I'm going to be trying out is called Jasper. So with Jasper, you can give them a basic topic, and then they're going to pull stuff from the internet and put it together in some way, shape, or form. And then you can, of course, modify it. And then there's another one that I do use, which is called Grammarly. And with Grammarly, it will help you improve the grammar and the language of your text. So you look like a professional. How many times do we see posts that you wonder, are they really on that level? Okay, and then as I mentioned, you can also go and post each separately on each platform individually. There are options on some of the platforms where they will do posting for you. So for instance, there's Facebook and Instagram. They're connected. So you can have the same post go to both of those. Also, there are LinkedIn, you can post to Twitter as well. But the problem with that is that Twitter, it depends on the order that you post, because Twitter will limit you to a certain number of characters. So it may cut off your LinkedIn post, and then you'll look at it and it looks really, really strange. So in that case, you have to be a little bit careful. There are also what I call social media aggregators. And those are apps that you can post the post one time, and it will schedule, you can post it there, you can schedule it to go out to multiple platforms. And a couple examples of that are Hootsuite and Constant Contact. So Constant Contact is like an email client, but it gives you the ability to actually send that post to Facebook, Instagram, and some other places as well. Hootsuite has been around for a long, long time. It's one of the first ones, but it has a little bit of a learning curve, but it does make it a lot easier because you can create a lot of your posts ahead of time. Spend the day with your glass of wine, your tequila, and create a lot of posts, and then just set them up to be delivered on a timetable. So then you don't have to stress out about having missed an opportunity. And then another way is to hire a virtual assistant or a social media manager so that you can feed them the concepts that you want to cover. They can create the posts, and given with your approval, they can do all of the scheduling. They can create the posts, do all of that. So you can focus on what you need to do. And then I'm recommending that also in terms of budget, that you partner up and share a virtual assistant or a social media manager. So that way, the cost is shared, and then also that keeps that particular social manager in your stable and working with your network. Okay, so in social media, in the conversation, it's about budget. And we don't think about that because if we're solopreneurs, we're so used to just doing things, we forget about our time, and that time is money, and that you really do need to create a budget. Even though you're doing it yourself, that's your time. So you can look at what your value of your time is and create that as an in-kind budget line item, if you will, but account for that time, and then also account for marketing. So because again, that virtual assistant or social media manager would be a line item in that marketing budget. And then also in terms of your budget, it may be that you want to do a business or a premium subscription that gives you more tools, especially the analytics. So for instance, now Facebook has it has a business account. You know, you can do a business account. There's a lot of them where you get some extra features, and sometimes depending on where you are in your business, you want to pay a little extra for those analytics, because that helps do a lot of your market research in terms of your client base and creating your client base. And then of course, if you want to do special ads, if you have something special that you want to promote or image for yourself, you may want to spend a little bit of money on doing the ads. Now, those can get kind of complicated because they have different algorithms, but you can really drill down in the weeds to get to the exact demographic that you want to get to. So I always say you can put stuff in the budget, you can always take it out, but at least have it there as a line item. Okay, and now the topic that kind of goes into, okay, so if you're doing social media to help grow your business, let's talk about what grow your business means, and quickly go through some of the tools to help you with that conversation as well. Okay, so I want to start off with people say, I want to grow your business, and you see all of these ads about grow your business, grow your business. Okay, so define what grow your business is for you. What does that really mean? And so here's some considerations. Number one, is it a career versus entrepreneurship? Okay, with that, simply put, it's a W-2 paycheck versus a 1099 paycheck, a 9 to 5 or 9 to 9 or 9 to midnight versus 24/7, 365, or have a boss versus be a boss, make your own. So again, you have to decide what your tolerance is, what you want to do. Do you want to just show up at work, do your job, get the paycheck direct deposited, go home, have some kind of balance? Maybe, maybe not. Twitter is a good example right now. Whoever's left there running Twitter, they got no balance. But at the same time, but I'm speaking typically. But at the same time, if you want to be able to do your passion the way you'd like to, the way you envision it, then you might want to go the entrepreneurship. But I'm going to say that some should never leave their day job. So really think about this and talk to people. You want to talk to entrepreneurs, okay, especially the ones that are 24/7, because there is gratification there. I'm not trying to make it all negative, of course. And so here's a short list of, oh, I'm jumping ahead, sorry. Okay, so some other considerations are, if you are a solopreneur, or even you have a small business, if you want to increase your contracts, maybe that's what grow your business means. If you want to upscale the type of projects that you want to do, then that's a consideration as well, because that would take a different path. And then also, if you do have, and I've been watching people that have drone businesses, there's inventory. You've got to have a series of different types of drones, for instance. So you may want to upgrade or increase your inventory so you can do those additional projects. And then again, if you want to scale your business to a bigger level or bigger size or enterprise, then that creates a whole nother path that you want to take as well. So these are like things that you want to think about, even if you have a business now, or if you're thinking about doing a business. So if you do the entrepreneur's path, know what it takes to do that. Okay, know what it takes to do that. And here's a really, really quick, short list. A business plan of any sort. You don't have to do a 50-page business plan, because nobody's going to read that anyway. But you need to be real succinct about certain aspects of the business plan. And then I can talk to you offline about what that is. And it can be very simple, but the main ones that you want to focus on are is what your vision is, who your target market is, your marketing plan, and especially your numbers, where you see your team is and your strengths are. And speaking of know your numbers, become the spreadsheet goddess. Now, this has kept a lot of people in business and has been the reason why a lot of companies are not in business. And for me, what that means, basically, you have to know your income and your expenses and not keep it in your head. You got too much going on. Don't keep this stuff in your head. So, and I suggest that you start with your expenses first and create a line item of everything that's an expense. Okay. And even for me, I start putting in kind, which means those donated times, you know, that time that you donate and you know what your value is, what your hourly is, put that in as well. You can mark it as in kind, but know that that is a time expense for you. And then from there, you'll have a good idea of how much stuff costs and how much it's going to cost you to do a project or when you're getting ready to do a proposal, because from there, then you build your income structure on top of that, because you want to have space and know how much profit you want to make. Okay. And so, because people say, oh, I'm going to charge this. They have no clue how much their expenses are. They get in trouble, they lose money, and then they're out. So to me, and a lot of people say, well, I don't know. Find that out. You got to find that out, because the bill is going to come to you one way or the other, and you want to be able to pay that. So, and then you can visualize what your profit structure is, and you can look at what market is and work that way so that you will have some longevity with your business, and you can visualize your financial growth. That makes it real when you have it on paper. Okay, then I have here consult the experts. So we don't know everything, and we don't need to know everything. There are experts out there. A really great free resource is the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center. They have all kinds of tools and professionals that you can go to them on a regular basis. They can help you craft your business. They can help you gen out your idea and help you put all those pieces together, like making that business plan or making a marketing plan, all of that. A lot of their resources are free. They have some that are inexpensive, like $40-50 or something like that. Or you actually put a line item in the budget to pay for consultants. Now, there are consultants out there that can help you with specific parts of your business. I have a partnership with a couple that are really, really good that that I can suggest if you want to do a consultation. Everybody does a free first consultation. And then, so that comes in handy. You don't have to do it all the time. Okay, so the next thing, of course, is working capital for your passion. And real quickly, I'll go through this list. Okay, self-fund, friends and family. I think people probably know what that is, where you're coming out of your pocket. You use your credit cards to get you going. You ask Auntie to help you out to get you going. And then this is going to be really important to show that you're trying to get that revenue going, because over time, if you do plan to get an investor, then you want to show, they want to see that you have skin in the game, right? That you actually have put something besides your time in there. So keep that in mind. Okay, OPP, other people's paper. That's slang for other people's money. So in that regard, there's grants. So there are grants out there now, right now, let's go get it, ladies, that are specifically geared for women and people of color. So let's go get that right now. But be sure that you have a really compelling story. You're clear on your business goals, and you're explicit about how you're going to make that money and grow your business. Okay, and then we have these unsecured lines of credit and loans. So I really like to try to help people to jump into this because you don't need collateral. If you go the traditional route, they're going to look for something to collateralize. That means that they want you to have some asset that they can put a lien on or know that they can go to recover their money in case something happens and they don't get paid back. But with the unsecured loans, especially if your business is showing some income, or you even on a W-2 level, you can show a certain level of income coming in every month. You can acquire a secured line of credit. It's like a business credit card, same thing. So, and then you can use that as you need. As you pay it back, then you have that line back again. So if you have a certain project that you need to have, buy a special drone for, then you can use that line of credit. That project is going to help you pay that off and pay that back. So I try to really encourage people in that way. You show people that you're trying to acquire the capital to make the income on your own. And that shows that you, again, have skin in the game. Something else that's coming up now, especially since a lot of the VCs got cold feet during the pandemic with just writing checks from a napkin proposal. Now they're saying, oh, okay, so do you have any revenue? So you can get a loan based on your revenue or your income that you have coming in. So it would be a certain percentage of that. So if you know and you see how you have steady income, then you can get, and that wouldn't require any credit reports, none of that. Because the unsecured, let me back up, the unsecured, they're going to look at your personal credit snapshot because that's all they have to go by. So if you've been really good personally, then because of machine learning, AI, and all of these new algorithms, there are lenders that will take a chance on you and actually give you a line of credit or a loan. Okay, and then finally, there's the venture backed or the investor backing. That's very difficult today. It's not impossible, but it's very difficult today in today's environment. But I will say that your sector with the space aviation sector is kind of a doll child for investors. So there's a lot of money that's being invested. So again, if you're clear on your vision, know what your business is, and you find that niche, then you can maybe get a napkin deal. Okay, so that's all the hard nuts and bolts for your social media tools and for some ideas about how to craft your entrepreneurial business. So here, these are things for you. So if you want to actually try to get more information from me, and so you can go to thefundingboutique.com. I guess maybe Sheila, you can put it in the chat, and then at the bottom you subscribe, and I will send you, if you subscribe, I will send you, I've created a document. It's called the Funding Boutique's Unsecured Working Capital Application Guidelines. So it's kind of like my homework list to get you prepared to apply. So that, because eventually they're going to run your credit and you don't want to have a lot of dings on your credit or inquiries on your credit. So let's get you all lined up ahead of time before you put that application in. Okay, and then also I am available to help you create these strategies also. So let's have a conversation about that. And then again, there's a link to my calendar. So you can choose a date and a time of your choosing, and let's have a conversation, because I love to hear your stories also. And that helps me to get really excited, and then I can be your advocate when you need to have an advocate for when you're trying to grow your business. And finally, commit your passion, whatever path you choose. You're in the catbird seat, you really are. as the old saying goes. I certainly, as one on the outside, I see you guys, okay, and all that you're claiming and your places in innovation, technology, and business in this 21st century with the aviation. So by all means, claim you, be seen, and just go do it. Okay, so quickly, I have a couple of, and I think I can get the presentation to you. Maybe Jesse, you can help me out with, if someone wants a copy of this PowerPoint, I can do that. I have some upcoming workshops that feed both of these. Your technology, because you are your technology manager, so you might as well have some tools. And I love that we're all walking around with these phones as a body part, right? So we might as well make it a personal assistant and have it to help us out more than just, well, we barely make phone calls, but have it work for you as your personal assistant. And then also I'm doing the Alternative Business Funding 101, so you can get more details about all that stuff that I just ran through really quickly. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. And here's information about how to reach me. And I guess we'll figure all of that out. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing right now.
Wait, before you do, can you put that last screen back up? Just in case somebody wanted to do a quick snapshot of that last screen.
Sure.
Because it just had everything, how to connect. It had it all. So I have the links that you had provided, and Sheila, thank you. She put that link in there for us for your site. I also have some of the ones. There you go, everybody, take that snapshot, right? And then I have this that I can share with everybody. Get that out there. I love that you said, yes, everybody walks around with that body part being our phone, right? Yes. Oh my gosh, I do not leave home without it. It's
Yeah, I still
everything.
don't understand when I see somebody that leaves their phone on a table and they walk across the room, or
Yeah. Oh, I know. And actually mine has become my wallet too. So it's like, don't leave home without that, right? Try using UPCs on your
Oh, you're not talking about a digital wallet, are you?
wallet.
Yeah, I do digital wallets. That's another conversation that we'll do and meet your cell phone.
There. Oh, good. Awesome. Awesome. So can they find the links to those classes on your website?
Well, when they sign up and subscribe, then they'll be on my email list, and then I will send that email out to them.
Awesome. Perfect. Perfect. So, all righty. Let's go ahead and drop down your presentation, because the chat has been blowing up while you were going through your presentation. I'm going to scroll back up here. Sheila, if I missed one, can you help me out here? Because there was a lot of conversation. A lot of people started off with that first question of, how are you using your drone? Are you an entrepreneur? I loved how you kicked that off with, what's the difference between the two, right? And so a lot of people had addressed that as well. Caroline, she had a lot of information in there as you were talking about the businesses and types that are available. I'm going to get this started with a question that Bill had asked right up at the very front. What do you consider a website, and how does that fit into this construct? So
when you were on your social media part, that was when Bill asked that.
Oh, so ask where a website fits in?
Right.
Okay. Oh, good question, because there are some situations where, to me, a website is not the most appropriate, because that means that you have to keep it current, and that takes a lot more time. Again, that's that time management. But it can be a good base. So if you're really active and you want to get a lot of information out a lot of times for yourself, then one of the social media platforms will be a lot better because it's so easy to update those. Now, what you can do is have your website as your base with all your base information, and then you can have links to, you can embed your social media so that runs on your website. And that's an easy way to keep your website current because they can see what's going on your Facebook page or whatever. So yeah, websites, you got to, because people, once you get off a phone call, they're going to go to number one, your LinkedIn, and number two, to your website. So you do need to have some kind of a presence, but you can keep it what I call like a brochureware, unless you really, really want to get into having a lot of activity there and you have that social media manager or that VA.
Awesome. Awesome. All right.
Thanks.
Also, a lot of comments back and forth. We were talking about different ways to do like a blog or writing, and Dennis had mentioned the one that is so popular right now. It seems to be that chat GPT, but there's Discord and such like that. Carolyn, she put a timer on her phone to track her task. Great tip. Yeah, I need to put a timer on my phone and say, put me away. It's what I need to do.
My problem is I hit the snooze button or I repeat because I ran out of time. So, but it is excellent. That's an excellent way, because then that can keep you, it helps you to keep focused so you can get a particular task done, because we're all over the place. And then like today during this, I had to put my phone down on the floor. Okay, because I know I get notifications, and then a lot of times I'll do that so that I can try to complete a task. And mindfulness, that's really helpful on a business level to stay focused, to stay energized, but to really, and then to uplift yourself and self-care. I didn't talk about that, but that's a whole thing too.
Fallon had mentioned that he uses Social Bee. And one of the things that we actually didn't discuss that in the beginning, I was a little bit skeptical about it. And now it's like, nah, it is my friend, Calendly. Oh, I have to have it on a calendar. And if people let me schedule it with them, oh my gosh, it has worked out wonderful. And so that's one of the things that I have found is that when I reply in an email, I immediately, do you have a calendar you can send to me? And so
Right,
I
right.
love that aspect.
Right.
So-
And I use Acuity Scheduling, which was purchased by Squarespace, the website. Yeah, so I use that. That's the link that you'll see there. Those are wonderful because it's like, it gets rid of that, oh, let me send you a couple of dates and times. And then all the back and forth, it eliminates that because then they can pick their own date and time. Perfect.
Awesome. Then we also went down the discussion of doing these spreadsheets, which is fantastic when people are first starting and trying to itemize and get that visualization of what is the expenses, where is the money actually going. Starting off with that spreadsheet is fantastic. There was a question in our chat regarding software. Is there a software platform that you would recommend? I've been a QuickBooks user forever, and so, but there's other choices out there. And so is there a software platform that you would recommend?
You're right. There are a lot of new ones, and you see these ads or commercials for, businesses like Airtable. Airtable is one. I'm really, I use Numbers a lot, and which is the same thing as Excel. So that's like the low end, the base, the easy way to start out, because you just do lists and then you can do formula. You can get really sophisticated with that. And then you create a template so that if you want to do it month to month, then you have that same template and you just change the numbers. Also, what's the other one that I do? Oh, you mentioned about QuickBooks. Well, when you're a solopreneur or you have a small business and it's just you, basically, I use Quicken. So Quicken is like a home stripped down version of QuickBooks, but I add all my own business categories to it. So I have my business income, like, certain, for instance, if you have certain drone projects, you have different drone projects with different clients, categories. So you can set up those categories for income. And then again, you have specific expenses that are geared towards your business. That makes it really, really simple. But the thing is that you can then end up getting reports that way of what the income is, what the expenses is, what the net profit is, very, very simply, if you don't want to go the whole QuickBooks. That QuickBooks like burned out my brain, so I didn't really
Very much
use
so, right?
that. But then there are some other apps that you're right that are out there. So if you put business financials in a search, I'm not going to say Google, don't Google it, because no, in a search, then you'll find all different kinds of ones, and a lot of times they'll let you try them out for free.
Awesome. So again, a lot of conversation into our chat. Business Development Manager in-house is a great resource. Bounce said, seek a mentor. Awesome. Dennis teaches business 282 management. All kinds of great stuff in here. Bounce asked a question regarding which specific grants, when you were talking about grants that may be available.
They're in my email. I've tried to make a list, but they kind of come, and when you get 300 emails a day, it gets kind of difficult. But again, you can do a search, grants for women. There's kind of like not one repository. Oh, a really good resource, which that's who I want to be when I grow up, is Hello Alice. Okay, so if you go to Hello Alice has everything, and the focus is for women, and they do have a lot of grants there. So you want to sign up for Hello Alice because they have great information.
Awesome. And it looks like Bill mentioned that Zen Business is something as well. I'm not sure when you had mentioned that, Bill. What is Zen Business?
Yeah, Zen Business helps you with the automated license reporting to your state for your your LLC annual reports, etc. They take care of all that. They have a registration agent that you don't have to go and search for. I've used it in my consulting business as a very easy and low cost way of maintaining the necessary admin for your overhead for your business. And there's others that are like that. I liked Zen Business, so that one just makes it a little bit easier. Now, I just found out that for me this year, when I'm doing my annual, they came back to me and said, "Hey, we can't do all of this. You may need a CPA." But they did say, if we can't do it, we're going to refund our money to you. And that way you don't pay for us trying to redo it for you and for the CPA to do it.
Wow, that is great.
Yeah, I
Wow.
wrote that one down to check that out myself.
Awesome. Also create a workflow to help structure and automate your business. Another great tip in there. A lot of good thank yous. Everybody's super happy with the information. We do thank you so much. Her information is in there. I know we are kind of running out of time here. And so let me just make sure. Yeah, a lot of just wrapping it up with thank you so much for all the wonderful information. Sam, by the way, Sam is how I actually got to connect with Zenobia. So thank you, Sam, for that connection and for allowing us to have her here on the show. She also put in a link for Jasper AI, and Sheila Rockstar put in the grants in there. Isn't this fabulous? This is how you're making connections. This is how we're gathering that information. I just love my Tuesday mornings with everybody. Awesome. All right. Well, with that, I know we did kind of run up into getting closer to our 10 o'clock hour. Well, in Southern California. And so I do want to kind of cut it off here because I know the conversation can keep on going, but I do have her information in here, Zenobia's information, how to reach out to her on here. I encourage everyone to save the chat. To do so, you can, off your computer, click in the lower right-hand side, you'll get the 3 dots, save the chat. A lot of really good information in here. Look, Bill just put that Zen business in there, right? All right. Zenobia, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing. And I know several people will be reaching out and connecting. Thank you for everything.
Oh,
Hope you
my
have-
pleasure. My pleasure. This has been great. I love you guys. I love you guys. I may not get to the point of being a pilot, but I'm your cheerleader.
Woohoo, right? Awesome. All right. Well, I know some people have to jump off so they can head out to other meetings or maybe even go out and fly, right? So I will stay online for a few more minutes. Hey, really quick, like, Founts, are you still looking for a pilot for a friend or something?
Yes. Need a pilot out in Arizona for the Jaguar rally that they have out there. It's not a paid gig, but they will pay for your entrance. You get to fly and take photos of some beautiful Jaguars. They'll pay for your lunch, and it's the weekend of April 22nd and 23rd. So if anybody's available to add some great photos and video to their portfolio, hit me up.
Yeah.
I automatically thought cats, but you mean car?
Yes, car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm thinking I'll have to get a mop and pick up all my drool, right?
I
Yeah.
love
Yeah,
cats. Sorry,
that's
I
right.
went right there. Jaguar. I went, ooh.
Well, I think in about a year you can come with me to Africa and we'll be doing the Drone Africa thing.
Ooh, wee,
And that one,
wee.
that one I'm working on now because it's going to take about a year and a half to get permits to make that happen.
Can we get rid of all the snakes in that time? Then I'll go.
Well,
But
not a lot of snakes in Africa,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
out in the. Yeah,
I-
you're good. You're good.
I don't know if I believe you. I'm sorry. I just
That's understandable. Well, then the gig in Arizona is not for you because there's plenty of rattlers out there.
Yeah, yeah. So as I'm sitting in Arizona right now, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
But I think I'll be sitting in Texas when your event is on. So
Yeah,
hey,
that's
I'm
right.
coming
That's
to
right.
Texas, everybody. Okay, got to get together on that one. All right. So with that, we will wrap it up for today. Like I said, I'll hang on here if anybody wants to just stay on, share. I just saw Horton popped on there. I don't know if she's been in there the whole time and I missed it. Zenobia, thank you again. Thank you
Oh,
for
Desi, real
sharing.
quick.
Yes.
Zenobia mentioned op ads. When you write for somebody else, what do you call that again?
Copywriting,
Editorials.
editorial.
When you write for somebody else to get your word out and whatever. I haven't had
Yeah, it
enough
was
coffee
on the
yet.
slide deck. It was on the slide deck. Yeah.
PR person.
Oh, about the
Oh, what?
virtual assistant to help or social
No.
media.
No. When you're doing writing, yeah, during social media, when you're writing and you put your article in somebody else's newsletter or whatever.
Oh, the op-eds.
Yeah, all right. I was
Opinions, the
right.
op-ed.
Op-ed.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Opinion
so-
editorials. Short for
Thank you, op-ed. So speaking of op-eds, I'm in the middle of launching a new platform related to all our technology, like I have anything else to do. So if anybody's really interested in doing an op-ed in reference to technology, I put my email in the chat. Hit me up, let me know, and we'll talk about what I'm launching.
That's right. That's right. Awesome. Great connection right there. Looking forward to
And I'm
seeing.
expecting one from you, Desi.
That's right. Because you know what? I'm really good with Grammarly and they can fix me.
Yes. And then let's see, Carolyn's here too. So Carolyn and I are going to have a discussion.
Oh,
Let's
Louise,
see.
look who just popped back
I
in
see.
there, Louise.
Yeah. Is LaQuata on here today? I don't know. I didn't see
No, I
her.
think
Haven't
she's
seen
Um,
Laquata yet.
She's probably
But she's
flying.
been all over Facebook.
Yeah. A lot of people are flying home
Yes.
from Texas today because of that uh Texas workshop that they did. AUVSI Lone Star had a fabulous event.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
Orton must have hopped off. She was there. So yeah.
I'm gonna
yeah.
sign off. Thank you
All right.
so much.
Thank
This has
you
been
so
really
much.
great.
Thank
Jesse,
you.
I'll be in touch with you about getting some classes to teach some of our folks up this way.
All right. Love it.
Definitely.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
take care,
Thank you
everybody.
again, Zenobia. Thank you.
Take care, bye-bye.
Bye.
That kind of wraps it up.